Alright, so Twobluevortex came out and I was wrong. Okay? I was completely wrong. I thought this whole time that this new chapter would be good. I really thought this new chapter would be like super crazy good somehow, or at least there'd be a lot of hints showing the shift in like the writing and something like the action getting better, the art, all that shit. Like, but I was wrong, man. I was fucking wrong. First, I'm gonna talk about the art. Get that out the way real quick. Art, the panels and shit. Then I'll just talk about what's happening, what this chapter covered. I feel like this chapter covered the wrong things. If that makes sense. After a time skip, I feel like they're talking about the wrong shit after a time skip. For the first chapter, it's focusing on the wrong shit, I feel like, man. But we'll get into that. First of all, I want to say that about SARADA. Now, I know people talking about the designs. Of course, there's a lot of people. I feel like this is a big group of people who they're gonna like anything that's coming out of this shit. Whether or not, even if they somewhere in their hearts they don't really care about that much, or they might look at it and just go, nah. They're gonna act like it's the craziest thing they've seen. Just in the internet, on the surface level, you're gonna see them posting shit and saying certain shit in comments, and you can't get a real opinion out of a lot of these people. That's my point. You can't get a real opinion out of people. So I want to say, for one, Sarada's design is not the worst thing. The color scheme makes it way better. But like every other character, I feel like this is IKEMOTO trying to make people look cool. Because her clothes, I can't say hers are baggy. She has a belt like everyone else. But her main thing is like the jacket. The jacket is like the main bulk of her clothes. If she wasn't wearing a jacket, she's wearing a small ass romper underneath, and he gave her a romper, or maybe that's some little ass booty shorts. I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. But listen, the jacket. After a while, I feel like that jacket's gonna be annoying. Okay, like why does she wear that shit to the side? I know that she's consciously putting the sleeve or the fucking collar over there to her shoulder and shit. There's no way. There's no way she's not. Like, this is not ninja shit, bro. This is not ninja shit. How the fuck is she gonna walk outside every day and make sure she put the jacket over to the side? I feel like these new characters manage their clothes more than they do their ninja tools. You know what I mean? Like, she got a pouch on her leg. I was about to start criticizing her for that, but yeah, she got a ninja pouch on her leg. But come on, bro. Where's the rest of your tools at? Where the bag at? Like, even Naruto had a bag on his hip and shit. He had a little chainmail underneath his cloak, a little ninja vest. He got all that shit, bro. These niggas don't do that no more, man. What kind of shoes they got her wearing? Like, it's not ninja shoes. And I seen people online. Oh, Tsunade's a grown woman. She a grown ass woman that she wore heels. Sakura, she had some heels on her joint, but it's not the problem of heels in general, nigga. It's the type of heels. This bitch got high heels, bro. Stiletto type shit, platform type shit. Her shit is, she got a couple inches on them bitches. Okay, that does not look ninja at all. Not at all. That's how they had Delta. Delta had heels on. Okay, she not a ninja. She a cyborg, whatever. But for characters like this to be wearing straight up heels looks a little stupid. Okay, she's supposed to be moving, and it's crazy. I don't know why they got them dressed like this. Okay, belts everywhere. Everybody's wearing baggy clothes, new haircuts that are all scruffy and short and all that. They got their delinquent energy and shit. She got earrings and all that. Kawaki got extra piercings in his eye. Right. I want to talk about Shikamaru next. He the next immediate design that I recognized. Before I get in on him, because I'm about to dog Shikamaru, right? And IKEMOTO drawing him like this. Because Shikamaru look ugly as fuck. He looks stupid. A lot of the panels, he don't look like Shikamaru in the face. Okay. And it's crazy how he managed to do that shit. I don't know how he managed to do that. There's a couple things about Shikamaru I'm about to mention now, and I hope people listen to this and actually remember that these are things that are supposed to be true, right? But let me say in general, even if in Boruto Part 1, it started off with the art looking really bad. I said that last video, the art was really bad in the very beginning. And it got better in the sense that he started drawing characters more of a Kishimoto style. You know, the eyes look more like how Kishimoto would draw eyes, stuff like that. Characters like Sasuke, he stopped deviating from the design completely because he went completely off of Sasuke's design. That nigga's hair was curly and wavy and shit in the beginning of Boruto Part 1. I don't know what he was doing. Now he looks like Sasuke a lot. Sometimes it's a little off because it's still not Kishimoto's art. It's still not Kishimoto drawing Sasuke. His hair might not be as long sometimes. It looks kind of short. Little shit like that. It's always going to be off, right? So, and only the main characters are the ones that he would draw better, like Boruto, Naruto, Sasuke. You know, those are the ones. Sakura even a little bit, but Sakura barely shows up in the fucking manga. But at one point he started drawing her a little better, because all their faces, even Hinata, all their faces were off. But even when he started drawing them better, it's not like it was perfect. It's just that the main ones that were so bad, like Sasuke with his wavy hair, he's out of design. He's not even looking like Sasuke. Since those ones were corrected, people just kind of, you know, it didn't even matter anymore. And then half the other characters were new. So this is their design that we're getting right now. So we can't say they're off model. But people like Sasuke, he corrected that. So we kind of forgot about Shikamaru and everybody else. But since I've been reading Boruto, even getting toward like the end of the first part, when Shikamaru was on scene a lot more and he was actually doing stuff and shit, I feel like he would draw him off a lot. Even Naruto still is drawing off. Like his head looks a little weird sometimes. Shikamaru looks weird as fuck in Twobluevortex. In this first chapter, he looks weird as fuck in a couple panels. And I'm gonna find some pictures of Kishimoto's Shikamaru when he was older and he had his goatee, and I'm gonna compare it to the few pictures I think are really fucking ugly from Twobluevortex. So just so y'all can see that comparison and all that. So Konohamaru wearing advisor clothes, like how his, I guess, grandmother and her peers and stuff would wear, you know, or I guess just the people who were around at the time Hiruzen was serving as Hokage, they wear that shit too, right? So Konohamaru, it's always weird to see him because his design is all over the place. Before, I like Konohamaru with the little afro, but then, I mean, I didn't like Konohamaru with the afro. That's what they did uniquely for the manga. But now he's been drawing Konohamaru's hair spiky again. But it's all over the place. I don't know. There's no coherent, like, cohesive, I don't know what word I'm looking for. It's not like a fucking consistent design in his hairstyle. It's just spiky and all over the place. Like Naruto's hairstyle had a consistent spikiness to it. The same thing with Sasuke and everybody else. In Twobluevortex, I feel like he's just drawing their hair all the fuck over the place. Like, it doesn't matter. He's just drawing it all over the place. For most people, right? But and Cole popped up later in the chapter. I'm gonna talk about the story and all the stuff around his arrival. But for now, I just want to say, when I first saw this nigga pop up, okay, I'm like, who is this Vlad Tepes, Nosferatu, Count Dracula looking ass nigga, bro? This nigga Cole looks stupid. He looks out of place, okay? And just mentioning stupid, that reminds me, look at this little leg, tall torso ass nigga Kawaki, bro. That's another thing I hate about his art style, is that he draws people's body proportions ridiculously bad, bro. Like, it was bad enough when they were kids. They look stupid a lot. But now that they're older, he's giving them the little short leg syndrome. Sasuke would have that shit a lot too. I don't know why he draws people with short legs, like little, like tall torsos and short legs, bro. It's like their hips are so low down. Like, it's weird. He draws them like Titans from Attack on Titan wearing human clothes. It's crazy. I don't know why. Boruto even has like short leg syndrome in the end of the first chapter. The last panel, his legs are short as fuck, and his neck looks taller than a normal nigga's neck. I don't know how he managed to do that, but it looks a little weird. Like it almost still works if you don't really notice it. It's that type of fucked up anatomy where it looks okay when you're not really paying attention or thinking about it. But once you start thinking about it and looking at it like the way that is bad, then you know it starts to all fall apart, and you could really see that shit. So he does that a lot. Little leg syndrome people. I don't know why he got little legs on Kawaki and all these, and they're older. You can't say the pants are sagging. Like, come on, bro. Nah. These niggas got little legs. And I hate how everybody's clothes are baggy. I said that multiple times. And it's crazy, like, this nigga must love drawing thighs and legs, bro. Like, he must have a thigh and leg fetish. Because in every panel, most of the panel, like, a lot of the characters' thighs be out and their legs is out. A lot of female characters in particular, but this nigga like drawing legs and thighs out all day. Ada, it's just all legs and thighs on the screen. Like, it's like, bro, sometimes the camera's focused on that. Not a complaint, not a compliment, but I just noticed that shit. Like, that nigga like drawing thighs and legs and shit, bro. Like, that's probably why these designs look like this. Like, look at Sumire. Sumire, why is she wearing a mini skirt in high school clothes? And these niggas are ninja. There ain't no regular schools around this bitch. And Ninja Academy clothes don't look like that. Why is she wearing a high school uniform in this ninja world? Just standing out, looking just like a weirdo. Just standing out, wearing a high school uniform. For what? With the shortest skirt. That legs and thighs out. He like drawing knees. This nigga he got a knee fetish, bro. I'm telling you, he like drawing knees. He got to. There's no other reason. Yeah, it's crazy. The beginning starts off with SARADA in the Hokage's office, and she's trying to plead to him that Boruto basically isn't the enemy of Konoha, and that everybody's memories and they're remembering the wrong thing and all that shit, right? So, first of all, the Hokage now is Shikamaru. I'm not mad at it, but I don't like the decision, and I don't think it should be that way because of Shikamaru's character. That nigga would never have become Hokage. He said that multiple times. He wouldn't like to do something like that. He became the Hokage's advisor reluctantly, kind of half reluctantly, because at the same time it's like he's still Shikamaru, but after everything that happened, his father died and all that, he kind of wanted to like step up and actually do shit for the Leaf Village. And he remembered everything Asuma said, the king, and he doing shit for the king. He's still in that mindset to protect the king. Shikamaru knows that he is not the king. What happened to all that shit? Shikamaru knows that he is not the king, bro. He knows that. He knows that it's either Naruto or in the Hokage and all that. And then, so when Naruto dies, quote unquote, because you gotta remember, they don't know that Naruto's still alive. They're under the impression that he's dead. So Shikamaru's not being the active Hokage until they get Naruto back or find a way to bring it back. This is moving forward like forever. He's the Hokage now. I'm expecting this nigga's face to either be on the stone monument or get put on there soon. And they gotta be talking about that shit. It's been 3 years. The nigga face should already be on the fucking wall. Right? Unless he does say, well, I'm taking over until we find a real one. If he says, I'm just taking over for 3 years until we find a replacement Hokage, I'd be fine with that halfway, but the reason why I wouldn't be is because that doesn't make any sense. Why would it be that long? But my main point is Shikamaru would not take the mantle. Like I said, he knows who the king is. He knows he's not king. He, being the smartest nigga in the Leaf, and now being the ugliest nigga in the Leaf, he would use his brain to find the next Hokage and make him the next Hokage and support him or her as the next Hokage in place of Naruto being gone. Because it doesn't make sense that Shikamaru, who wanted Naruto to keep his, this is a spoiler alert, well, no spoiler, because you already hear, right? It doesn't make sense for Shikamaru, who wanted Naruto to not tell anybody, even the other villages, that he lost Kurama. Not even Gaara. He didn't want to tell nobody that he lost Kurama because they would question his being Hokage and if he could still do it and all that. And that's what Shikamaru's afraid of, right? But because, you know, that power, his power dropped. That was literally the main point. Fuck all the studying you did. Fuck how much you care about the village and your determination. Like, if you're not that strong no more, niggas is gonna question your shit. That was the whole point, right? So why would Shikamaru, being that type of smart dude, why would he then put himself as the Hokage, knowing that he's not even the strongest nigga in the leaf? He's smart. What he can do as the Hokage's advisor and as Hokage, he can do as just I said it wrong. This nigga being Hokage adds no extra benefits to the position. Like, he's not that much stronger than anybody else who could be Hokage. And if you want to bring in the smarts into the question, that's why him being advisor still is the perfect position. He can still advise the Hokage. His decisions would still be going through the Hokage. The Hokage would still act out Shikamaru's thoughts and brain and whatever he planned, like Naruto did all the fucking time. He hit up Shikamaru and he telling, yo, I think we should do this. And then, you know, the Hokage is still the Hokage. He got to use his better judgment. But, you know, if you're the Hokage, you're not going to lie about you're not going to have an ego trip. Like, you just ignore Shikamaru because you want to feel like doing it your way. No, you're going to genuinely, if you feel like something you thought of was just really just a better way to handle it, you're going to do it your way and not take Shikamaru's way. And he going to be fine with that at the end of the day because that shit probably going to work out for everybody. He trusts the Hokage, you know what I mean? That's how it's supposed to work. So I think Shikamaru would have gotten Konohamaru. Niggas gonna laugh when I say this, but he would have got either Konohamaru, Sakura, or Kakashi. Maybe not Sakura because she got a quote-unquote important position in the leaf. She medical shinobi, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like she definitely could be a Hokage, okay? And they kind of underused her in the last couple stuff because I feel like Sasuke and Naruto should not have been the only niggas fighting these final villains, but that's a whole separate story for a separate day, right? So Shikamaru Hokage and Sarada still pleading to the Hokage about Boruto after 3 years. I feel like, wouldn't she get it through her head now that they're not gonna fucking understand? Why in this chapter does Ada have to tell her something that I feel like they would have already gone over these past 3 years? That's something that she should already know after dealing with it these past 3 years. Okay, it's kind of crazy that she's still sitting there trying to beat a dead horse. Like, that's like the definition of insanity, is it not? She in there wilding out, trying to get him to see something that he not gonna be able to see, and she know he ain't gonna be able to see it, but she's still trying to get him to see it. That's fucking stupid. Okay, now, like, go about it a different way. I don't know. Get some proof. She not even bringing proof. Like, she just talking. Boruto would never kill Lord Seventh. At least give him a chance to tell his side of things. Bruh. No. That sounds dumb. Okay. So, Shikamaru, he ain't trying to hear nothing Sarada got to say. Okay. And Sarada needs to put her fucking jacket on the right way. Sorry to say it. Naruto Hinata still sealed away. Okay, now Naruto being sealed away just looks so pathetic, bro. Looks so pathetic. I know this is like the safest way for him to write him out of the story without having to kill him, because then he could just never pop back up again. What if Boruto kills Kawaki and he didn't release Naruto? So now just Naruto and Hinata are just really sealed away forever on some crazy shit. But I feel like Boruto is too weak to do anything that daring in the story. The most they would do is kill Sasuke. Okay. They hinted at killing Naruto before. They only got rid of Kurama. Sasuke's next. They hinted at him already. Okay, a long time ago in Boruto. And I feel like it's gonna happen anyway, but it's not gonna be sweet. If anything, it's gonna be some self-sacrifice type shit. If they get Sasuke killed by just being overpowered and he couldn't do nothing and he got his ass whooped, that's stupid. It would have to be a self-sacrifice. You know what I mean? It would have to be. So maybe he won't even be dead. He come back blind, and then come back with no eyes, wilding. But I think they really dropped the ball with a lot of stuff. I hate how they're really covering the topic of Boruto like it's brand new to us. It's only been 3 months since we've seen the last chapter. It's not like a couple years of a time skip. We know the fucking situation after this time skip. They're just saying this shit to us with their own words again. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know why they're trying to reiterate the stuff we should already know. Like, oh, Boruto is under the thing. Oh yeah, the omnipotence did it. Everybody think Kawaki has been, like, we know all the stuff got reversed. Did they have to reiterate it for people? I don't know. This feels like a next chapter. Instead of like a actual time skip, it feels like this chapter should have came out next week after the last chapter of Boruto. Like, it feels like a direct continuation in the wrong ways. Okay, because they're still harping on the same shit. You still ain't giving up. The little boy says to Sarada, and they say it's an unwinnable game, talking about the omnipotence and what it did to reality and how they can't change people's minds and all that and make them believe a different reality and all that. We know this shit, bro. We know this. They're still harping on the Boruto thing, and I don't know why they are. It feels like this should have been moved past, and we should be at a different point. A lot of people should have different animosities built up toward each other, and it should be a whole different dynamic right now. And Sarada should be still slightly mad. She should be slightly mad at Ada or something, or Kawaki, or it could be something, bro. This feels like a waste of the first chapter. They're not covering anything important. It's talking about the same shit that we've pretty much been know. Ada questions how they maintain their memories, and she also questions if they're underneath her charm ability, in which we get the same fucking flashback about Shikamaru saying that they can't find out that you're not charmed because Damon will kill you and all that, blah blah blah. So then the way to convince Ada, they have Sumire just say, oh please, we told you over and over, we're just putting up a front to hide our feelings. Like, come on, bro. Like, you're saying something that direct and just out in the open and straightforward with a sweat drop on your face as soon as you question. Like, she just believes that shit. Like, come on, bro. She just believes that shit. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And they're trying to make you think Damon is like menacing, like he's supposed to be scared or feel like, oh, he has like an intimidating presence because he's so strong. I don't give a fuck about this kid, bro. They wrote him to be stronger than everybody, but now Kawaki and Boruto probably just stronger than him. Honestly, we're gonna have to see that one, but it's ridiculous, man. They try to make Kawaki look like Jigen or Ishiki with his jacket, his cloak, the way his jacket is built. They really try hard to make him look like him. And I think it's like, I don't know. It's not cool. I'm sure a lot of people they already love Boruto, so they're gonna love everything. They love the little callback or the little reference. Oh, he looks like Ishiki with the cloak on that he got with his jacket. Oh no, that's sweet. Kawaki's character is still bland. Now it's just like slightly different. He's like, instead of being a cheerful dog following Boruto around, now he's a jagged, jaded dog who's angry. He's an edgy dog now. He's a real edgy dog following around Kawaki. And I think that's some of the laziest shit you could have done for this character, bro. If Boruto, if they did some crazy shit with his mind, like Boruto not being the person in the village who's his quote-unquote son anymore, if that made his mind kind of shift and snap to where he don't even need to look for somebody to be his son anymore. But no, they just replaced it to where Kawaki's his son now. Like, come on, bro. It was kind of whack, bro. Himawari. I'm disappointed in what they're doing with Himawari, and I want to say that the page where Himawari is fighting Chocho, there's only two things of action in this whole chapter, really, and it's the action of Himawari training with Chocho. They exchanged a couple blows, which I didn't like the paneling for that at all. And then there was when Code shows up later with his 10-tailed beast, which I'm gonna get into that later. But they show up, and this little action scene there, but it's not anything big. It's like a little still panel attack. But the Himawari action was trash. Okay, it's awkward as fuck. The awkward kick coming in that makes no sense, and it looks weird. And the way they're fighting is so trash. Chocho throwing a punch at somebody, kicking her in the air, and she jumps off her hand and jumps in the air, throws shuriken at Chocho from above. And Chocho, what does she do? Instead of just jumping out the way to dodge these shuriken, she breathes in air and blows it out to fly away like a balloon. That's the stupidest, dumbest, evasive maneuver I've ever fucking seen. And I've never seen one Amakichi have Luffy properties with they like ability to the point they can blow air and fly like that. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's a cool thing. She, having like a wind style jutsu. Maybe she got wind style. It's a good idea when you apply it like in those type of ways. But this looks like some comedic thing. Like she's just blowing out air because she got fat and she propels herself away from the shuriken and balls up and flies into the air like Sonic the Hedgehog, which makes no fucking sense, okay? But whatever. She flies in the air and, the fight's over. Now Shika died and Inojin pulls up. I forgot his name. Pulls up. Shika died and Ino pull up. I'm just calling this nigga Ino. I forget Inojin, I forgot, but okay. And they pull up and they're talking to Himawari, who has a stupid design. Okay, she looks like she's dressed from like the 2000s or some shit. I don't know. It looks wild, but I don't like how Himawari is stuck on. Cause think about this, right? They're the way they're having Himawari go with this thing, right, is. Because remember, all the reality got swapped. So people remember the things that Kawaki did as things that Boruto did. And they remember the things that Boruto did as things that Kawaki did, right? So that means that people remember Kawaki cheating in the Chunin exams. They remember Kawaki painting on the Hokage statue's face. He's painting on Naruto's statue face. They remember Kawaki being late for the Chunin exams. They remember Kawaki fighting Otsutsuki Momoshiki with Naruto and Sasuke. They remember Kawaki being trained by Sasuke. All those things, right? Kawaki being in Team 7 with Sarada growing up. All of that shit. Right? So that means they remember Kawaki as being part Hyuga. Okay, he's half Hyuga if he's Naruto and Hinata's son. They remember all that, right? So first of all, outside of them just believing that Kawaki is now Boruto, there's other pieces of the puzzle that just would not fit. Okay, even no matter how much the reality say, like, Kawaki would have to be lying to people constantly. If somebody say, Kawaki, remember you told me this? Kawaki don't remember what Boruto told everybody in every situation or every memory that they have in common. So the only thing that would have to pop up is something that contradicts that. It contradicts the memories. To like, Kawaki, you remember when you told me this that one day? Like Mitsuki, for example. Mitsuki could be wondering, like, yo, why are you so like jaded and you not trying to? Now you telling me to stop following you? Oh, maybe because your dad died, Naruto. But bro, you don't remember you told me like we boys? Kawaki won't remember that shit. He could lie. Well, yeah, I remember. To like make people not doubt or question anything. But other than that, he would have to be constantly lying for 3 years, and people just. Like he's just naturally blending in and able to do shit, and he's doing shit that Boruto wasn't even doing when Naruto was Hokage. Maybe because they got older and shit. So you got more reliable since your dad died, whatever. But it's crazy. Okay, and Himawari remembering Kawaki Because remember, the memories got switched. So she's talking about Boruto in this chapter, saying that she doesn't believe Boruto did those things, and Boruto's not a bad guy like everybody say. That's not what she remembers. And Boruto saved her and Naruto that one day. That's when Kawaki saved her and Naruto that one day. Okay, sacrificed his arm. But are you telling me that those things are enough of a memory? It's enough of a strong memory for you to like just completely accept the fact that this nigga who supposedly killed your mom and your dad didn't do it, and you just going off of feeling and saying, I don't believe he did it. Like, that is some Naruto shit. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like it's just kind of forced that she's looking at Boruto like this. And it's convenient, you know, they flip the roles. But that means that she would have thought, if Kawaki actually did those things and left the village before reality got switched, then, you know, everybody mad at Kawaki, and that means shoot him like, oh no, I think Kawaki didn't do it and all that shit. Like, come on, bro. You telling me that's like acceptable? That sounds a little crazy. That's a little crazy. Like, some explanation. Okay, she want to talk now, whatever. That's gonna set up now, since the reality actually is flipped and Kawaki's in her mind is Boruto now. So now that reality's flipped, it's gonna fit perfect, I guess, because she's gonna try to approach Boruto and then find out the truth and all that. It's now that they probably got what they want, a little story like that happening. But I'm not impressed. I think a lot of this chapter was wasted time. Like, now Code shows up at the end of the chapter. Fucking Count Dracula, the simp Dracula simp. Okay, he shows up with these tail beast things that look like Frieza, and Sarada calls them claw grimes. A claw grime, bro. Like, that name is trash. I think that's a trash name. A claw grime? What is that? They could have had a better name. Ten Tails something. They could have called them anything, bro. Like little fake Jinchurikis. They could have had so many different names. You got a Jinchuriki army or a full-blooded Jinchuriki. They could have just went off crazy. It could have been a whole bunch of different names they could have chose from out of a hat. And any of them would have been better than Claw Grime. But we got Claw Grimes, okay? And all of a sudden, Code decides to attack the village now. Now that the time skip is back. Now that it's the first chapter. It's like all the characters are aware of the time skip being over. It's like every character in the show, in the first chapter, know that the time skip and Boruto just got back in serialization, and now it's like, okay, action. They was waiting for the cameras to come back, bro. That's what it feel like. These niggas was waiting for the cameras to come back. Code was waiting 3 years for the cameras to come back so he can assault the Leaf Village, even though he was so mad before that they killed his master and his. So that's corny, bro. You telling me he made an army of Jinchuriki and he could have taken over the world at any point he wanted to? The other villages don't even know he exists. He could have took over other villages and took over the Kages and all sorts of shit, and then attacked the Leaf with the whole world. But this nigga just been sitting in another dimension for 3 years, chasing Boruto on and off, getting his ass whooped. Like, come on, bro. You telling me Boruto and Sasuke fended Code off for 3 years and Sasuke's all crippled and shit, and Boruto apparently just like didn't even know how to use his powers and all that? Like, come on, bro. Maybe Boruto's that much stronger than Code all day. So is Code even a threat? He's not stronger than Boruto or Kawaki. Even if they're enemies, he's not stronger than either one of them. They don't even gotta fight them together anymore. Is Boruto gonna be mad at Kawaki? Is Boruto never gonna say anything to anybody? Like, yo, bro, I look like Naruto, bro. Like, what's going on? Sarada shows up on the scene to help Leaf villagers and shit, you know. But then Code pulls up with his Count Dracula outfit cosplay, and he tells Sarada, like, the dialogue is really awkward right here. Okay, he tells Sarada. So Sarada asks, "What do you want now?" Well, what do you want with Konoha? I'm looking for Boruto, he says. He isn't here. He left 3 years ago, Sarada says. I know. I've been chasing him for almost 2 years now, and I'm tired. I told you he's not here. Go look somewhere else. Like, what kind of stupid ass fucking dialogue is this? Do you think that this nigga didn't hear you? Like, obviously, he knows that he's here for something else. Like, anybody else would have just thought he's there for something else and started throwing hands. Like, this is stupid. And he's still like, this is the first time the villain shows back up, and he's not intimidating. He hasn't made it clear what his goal is since he started. We know that he wants to kill Sasuke, Naruto, Kawaki, and Boruto. He got a hit list. Shikamaru made it on his hit list too. He want to kill all 5 of them niggas, right? This nigga had all the time to kill. Shikamaru's the Hokage now, bro. I'm sure he knows this. He didn't try to kill this nigga once. Not once. Not once. Really? But he just shows up on the Leaf Village some other day when the story's convenient. But now, it's 3 years. He ain't show up on the Leaf once to kill Shikamaru, Sasuke's daughter. Nobody. He just been chasing Boruto for 2 years. Not even 3 years. He didn't chase him the year he left. He let him get strong for 1 year. And then started chasing him 2 years after and began his ass whoop. Like, this sounds stupid, bro. And he wants Sarada to make a... He wants her to scream so Boruto can hear them. I guess Boruto has like a... some sort of dojutsu or something that maybe he can see things or he knows things that are going on anywhere. You know, it's maybe not Ada's omnipotence, but he has something. You know, Momoshiki can do a lot of shit that we don't know about, and I'm sure that IKEMOTO and everybody who's currently working on board, so I'm sure they've been thinking of a bunch of other bullshit ideas to give these characters and other Otsutsuki powers and all that. So I wouldn't be surprised if Momoshiki actually can stop time. Like, because before it was just portrayed as like something that was happening because Momoshiki was dead and he's talking to Boruto in like a different time, like a different not time like timeline, but like time space. Like he's right here in front of him talking to him, but his physical body's not there. So it's like he met him in the spirit world type shit. Sasuke witnessed it because he has a godly eye, the Rinnegan. He saw time while it wasn't moving, okay? Maybe Boruto can actually stop time because of Momoshiki. Who knows? It's not clear. You know, that would make... I hope they don't give him that power because that would make it stupid. Because why would Momoshiki... Why was he never stopping time before? Fighting Sasuke and Naruto and all of that. He would have never lost against Sasuke and Naruto if he could stop time. Like, that's crazy. The Rinnegan was the biggest problem against that fight. Like, it was giving him the biggest problem in that fight. And you telling me that he could stop time, but he didn't? Against a Rinnegan user and a Jinchuriki? Come on. So I don't want to hear that one from people. People like to say Momoshiki can actually stop time. No, I don't think he can actually do that. I think that's like portraying... That's how the portrayal of Momoshiki talking to Boruto is, since he's not physically there. Like, he's not going to see his ghost standing there in live time next to Sasuke. Sasuke wondering, what are you looking at? Like, it's like frozen time type of thing. But if they ever write Momoshiki to actually be able to freeze time, that's kind of it's going to fuck shit up. I feel like it messes up the power, because there wouldn't be a reason for him not to ever have done it before. It makes no sense. They'd have to write a reason for that too. Oh, I wasn't as strong before. Like, come on. They just making ass pulls after ass pulls, bro. But then the other action scene with Code and Boruto swinging, I feel like all the action is like, it's corny. It's not that good. Code gets his face stepped on when he first comes back. Like, the chapter ends there with Boruto and Kawaki. Like, knowing, you know, they find out Boruto shows up in the village. So next chapter, it should be a confrontation. Boruto, Kawaki, and Code should have... There should be a lot of talking going on. We need to find out what's happening. Because this first chapter hasn't introduced or expounded upon anything, bro. Like, it's just there. It's just there. Like, everybody was waiting for the time skip within the show, and they've been waiting for the cameras to turn back on after 3 years for them to start actually doing shit again. These niggas are actors. I'm convinced that the whole Boruto cast are actors within this show, within this series. These niggas weren't doing shit until 3 years, until the cameras came back on, bro. Like, I'm convinced. Sarada, when she was in the Hokage's office already, action. They had that shit set up. Like, they was waiting for the cameras, bro. I'm telling you, there's no other way. But yeah, That's it.